Okay, greetings, alumni. Everybody, take your seat, pull out your pens, pencils, and paper, and let's get ready for the Professor's Lounge here at Romance University. My name is Benjamin Ayres. You're the alumni. Sometimes you call me the Chancellor, but you can call me Ben. You can call me Professor. You can call me the Chance. You call me whatever you want. Now we're just going to dive right in. We've got some great questions. I appreciate it. Since our last episode, we've received a bunch of questions. And it's been nice. It's been really nice. There have been also just a lot of really nice greetings. Enjoy your new year. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. I hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling great. And yeah, so thank you. I appreciate that. Now, before we jump in, I just want to make sure you're able to do the submission forms because there have been a few people that have had difficulties. So you just have to write your first name, your Instagram handle, and then your question. That's it. There's nothing tricky about it. Just go to the link in the bio on our Instagram page. All the information's there. So thank you very much. First question comes from Lisa Carias. Hi, Lisa. Does the writer of the script go on set, or do they just write it and wait for it to air? That's a great question. Now, oftentimes the writer is not there, and that is due to proximity of where the writer lives and where we shoot them. So many of our writers are in the US, and for them to fly up and be on set becomes cumbersome and expensive for them and for production. So by the time we get to the draft that we film, it has gone through many changes. And if we have questions or concerns, we make sure we bring those up to the writer beforehand or while we're filming, and we are in direct communication with them in order to make sure everything runs smoothly and if there are any issues that we have. That said, when we were filming the Santa class, Russell flew up to Vancouver, then got on a ferry, then came up to the Sunshine Coast in Gibsons and hung out with us for 4 days. I believe Russell was there for 4 days. And it was great having him on set, being able to talk about, his film with him and be able to bring up some concerns. But more than that, going out at night and having drinks is great. I mean, the best part about making these movies, you guys, is that, and I've said it before, every time I book a movie, I'm like, who's my new, cool, awesome friend going to be? And getting to spend time with them is important. It's really nice to get to especially the writers, for us to get to meet them and hang out, have a drink, go for dinner, talk about stuff. And we usually talk about future projects. So that was amazing that Russell came up. But it's not a natural thing that happens often where the writer for Hallmark movies is there. Now, a film is a completely different thing, and a television series is a whole other beast as well, because there's always a writer who's on set at all times. Great question. Thank you. Next question comes from Melissa. Now, Melissa says, do you use your real phones in movies, or are they just props? 99% of the time, they are just props. And that is due to the fact that if I were to forget my phone, that would be a major issue because we've already established what the phone is going to be. So they give us phones. The second we're done with them, they put them back. Props holds on to them, and the second we need them, they'll bring it back just so it doesn't get misplaced. Also, there's going to be, you're inevitably going to get a phone call, you're going to have a photo that you have to show. It's just much easier if it's on those phones and they have control of everything there. So set deck props, they're taking care of all of that. And then in the off chance that it's not scripted, and I'm like, well, what would I be doing in the scene before the actor comes up? Well, maybe I'll be on my phone. In that case, I'll just pull out my own phone and just have kind of something to be doing before the actor comes up, just to kind of, so that the person's alive and not just waiting for the actor to arrive. So that would be really the only time maybe that my own phone would be used. But I would also use it in a way knowing that it wouldn't be needed to be used again or won't really be seen in a way that affects the continuity of the one that was already established? Good question. Next question here on the Professor's Lounge at Romance University is from, I've got so many here. This is a good question. Marianne says, but why do we not see Hallmark medical movies? Actors playing doctors, nurses. That's a good question. I mean, I would say one of the main reasons would be trying to find a set that we can film at. So we're not going to be able to go into an actual hospital, which is sometimes where these get filmed. Saving Hope, the pilot was, and then once the show got picked up, we built a set. So trying to find a set that we can shoot in for a long period of time that's fully equipped medically is going to be difficult to find. So that's probably why you don't see it as often. I have played a doctor. I've seen Falling for Vermont. So, you'll see more of that, like a local town doctor, but not really an entire world that sets place there. But I would like to see that. Maybe I'll pitch it. That's actually why I'm taking questions. I'm taking questions to get some ideas so that I can then go pitch my own stuff. How many takes, this comes from Nancy, how many takes for talking to Bruce with his figure, Jimmy? Great movie. Thank you, Nancy. She's referring to the Santa class. Now, it felt so bizarre to read that in the script and go, wait a minute, we're going to have a ventriloquist? And then Gary Jones shows up, who is absolutely hilarious. And it wasn't really so much a ventriloquist act, more of a socially awkward guy that has a difficult time expressing his feelings and feeling comfortable in social settings, and does it through this figure. And it was just, while it was ridiculously funny, it was so touching and beautiful as well. I would like to see an extended comedic cut of this movie, because the entire supporting cast are probably the best improvisers in all of Canada. And Lucy did such a good job in casting them, and Hallmark, because they were just so funny, and every single take was different. It must have been so hard to edit this movie because, I just know that there was some really funny stuff that happened on the day that didn't make it into the movie, with his stuff in particular. So we laughed a lot. It was hard to keep a straight face. But he brought so much heart to it too, which I thought was quite beautiful. So thank you for that question, Nancy. Our next question, I have my laptop. That's what I'm looking down at here, okay? Comes from Tammy. How do you feel the magic with a co-star that you just met? That's a good question. I mean, one of the most important things to do, for me, and I would say most actors do this, is before we even start filming, is we'll go out for dinner, we'll hang out, we'll get on the phone, we'll talk about maybe our process, we'll talk about what we like to do on the day as far as preparation goes. And I'm really lucky now, and most of us are, in that we've been doing so many of these fun conventions and tours across the United States, and we all know each other in ways, even though we haven't worked together. Aaron Cahill and I are such good friends, but we haven't done a movie together, and we really want to. And once that comes, it's going to be so much easier, because that magic, as you say, is already there. It can be tricky. There are actors that have a real animosity and don't like each other, yet on camera, it's magic, and there sometimes can be no rhyme or reason. Yeah. It's all part of the casting process, and Hallmark's really good at understanding who would go well together. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the questions. You can put down your pencils now. You can pick up your phone, Rosie, and I appreciate you being here. This is the part where I have to say, please like, comment, subscribe, head over to the Instagram page. Make sure you fill out the form so that your questions can also be answered. Thank you very much. Class is dismissed.